In today's video, we will do like political science or civics chapter, power sharing and federalism. Let's try to know what power sharing is and what federalism is all about. These are the two related topics. Okay. Power sharing, what does it mean? It means the sharing of power. When you share the power if you are a powerful man, if you share your power with others, what it means is, suppose you are a jamindar. So it is sometimes some jamindars, some landlords find it difficult to run their zamindari. Understood? So they share the power with some provincial or some some people who actually are given certain powers to exercise, and they are working or they work on behalf of the zamindar. Understood? This is called power sharing. You share your power with others. So power sharing means the share the power in a democratic country. The power is shared. Understood? The entire power of the government is shared uh, uh, through with the help of three government organs. Understood? Executive, legislature, and judiciary. Actually, these are the three important organs of democracy. Actually, if you look at how the democracy functions, without these three organs, understood, of a democratic country or democratic state, the you know that government will be useless. That will not be called democracy. If you if it is a democratic country, the power must be shared among these three branches of the government. And this, the first is executive. Executives are the people who actually we can call DM, district magistrate, some secretaries. Understood? They are executive officers. They have certain power to exercise, and these people actually wait for the instructions from the legislature. In the legislative assembly, in a democratic country, in the legislative assembly or in the central legislature, like a parliament, understood, Parliament of India. If a bill, if a law is passed, it is actually passed with the help of two chambers. Understood? Two houses of parliament. In India, we call the lower house of the parliament is called Lok Sabha, and the upper house is called Rajya Sabha. And if a law is made and is passed, understood, if the president puts his signature, it will be law. And who will carry out the order of the parliament or the state legislature? If it is a state, state has also got the power to frame laws. Understood? State legislature can also, in the same way like the parliament does, in the same way, the state legislature can pass or some frame some laws, and these laws can be implemented. Am I right?
Hmm.
Executive, they wait for the orders of either the judiciary or the legislature. It may either be state legislature or the central legislature, the parliament. If the orders given to them, they actually are executives who carry out the orders of the parliament and the state legislature. And besides that, they also carry out the orders of the courts, that is judiciary. And then legislature is, what is legislature? Legislature actually implement, sometimes make laws, and legislature functions under the constitution of a country. Understood? And the constitution, they do everything according to the constitution. If it is necessary to make laws, the legislature makes law. Understood? Legislature consists of either the state legislature or the parliament at the center. Understood? They can frame laws, and the execution of the laws or the orders will be done by the executive organ of the government. And judiciary is that organ of the government which actually, if not satisfied with the function of either the legislature or the executive, even if they are not satisfied with a law that is framed against the constitution, against the interest of the people. If the law framed by the parliament or the state legislature harms the interest of the people living in a democratic country, the judiciary has the right to you know stop, or has the right to to null or nullify, or to dismiss the law framed by either the parliament or the state legislature. Understood? Judiciary has that right. Judiciary is independent organ, like these two other organs of the democratic government. Understood? In this chapter, what happened? There are two instances. What are the problems that in power sharing we have got? The problems of two countries. Actually, these two countries, one was Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, what happened? 74% of the people were Sinhalas. Sinhalas means the people of Sri Lanka were Sinhalas. Okay. And 18% of the people are Tamils. Okay. 5% of the Tamils living in Sri Lanka are Indian Tamils who went from India and settled down in Sri Lanka, and they consist of 18% of the population, Tamils, and then there are 7% of the people are either Sinhalas or Tamils. They actually practice a religion called uh, Christianity. Understood? So this is the population of actually this is a picture of the population, entire population of Sri Lanka. In what happened in Sri Lanka, the every law was framed like in favor of to favor to do good to the for the interest of the Sinhala speaking people, because they consist of the majority. They are majority uh, uh, like party. They are majority community. Understood? So Sinhalas, as Sinhalas population, Sinhalas were 74% of the people living in Sri Lanka were Sinhalas. So their interest only were favored, and the Sinhala governments or the Sri Lankan governments used to look after or take care of the interest of the Sinhala speaking people. So reservations in jobs, everything, almost everything was done for the benefit of the Sinhala speaking people. Whereas the Tamils were sidelined, the Tamils felt neglected. They were a majority, the 18% people is not less powerful. So if you are neglected, if you are a part of a country and if you feel neglected, you will automatically, understood, fight for your rights. Understood? As a citizens of a country where you live. If you see that your interest is not given importance, or if your rights get violated, you must protest against the violation of your rights. So the Tamils started fighting, understood, for their separate Ilam state, and this is why there was a fight between LTTE and the Sinhalas government. I think this the story, the history of what happened, and how Tamils actually fought for their rights, and this is actually what happened to the people of Sri Lanka, and and the problem was later solved. I think the government of Sri Lanka did something for the betterment of for the people of for the 18% people who were Tamils. Understood? And the remaining 7% Christians are also maybe have were given rights. So the problem is the power should be shared among all the peoples. Understood? Equally. If there is any injustice in the distribution of power done, I think any government in the world will collapse or will have problems like the one the Sri Lankan government had. Understood? If I'm a part of my country, and if my interest is overlooked, and if my rights get violated, I must protest against it. So the same thing was done by the Sinhala speaking people. This is how, this is actually the example of the one instance of power sharing from one country, Sri Lanka. Another country is Dutch. you know I think you have heard about Ireland. I think it is Ireland. And in Ireland, what happened, 59% of the people were Dutch. Clear? And 49%, 59% of the people were Dutch, and remaining 1% was Christian, and the rest was French speaking people. But actually French were very powerful. Understood? And so what happened, French were enjoying absolute rights, and they enjoyed like different facilities. During 50s and 60s, they had French actually enjoyed the power in a country called Ireland. And then the Dutch rose in revolt against it as their interest got violated. So what happened? Within 23 years, like from 1970 to 1983, understood? Between 1970 and 1983, the government of Netherlands, or the Dutch government, understood, in Netherlands, and they did something which benefited, understood, the interest of all the minority people living in their country and the majority. They gave equal opportunities, the equal power, understood. Even the French got the same power as that of the Dutch speaking people. And even 1% Germans were also were or a part of the decision making. That's how the this Dutch government or the Netherlands government set an example before the world how the democratic country should function. And power sharing was very nicely done in that country. This is the example, and I think you have already understood this chapter. Power sharing, executive, legislative, and judiciary, understood. And this is how these organs of the government should ultimate, actually, who are the ultimate beneficiaries? The people living in the country. And these organs of the government will work for, understood, for people. They will do, these organs of the government will, understood, perform their duties, understood, for the benefit of the people. That's how, if these organs of the government work well, and if they look after the interest of the people, irrespective of religion, caste, community, if they do justice to the people, if they do good to the people, irrespective of caste, community, religion, then that government will be powerful. That government will be that country, the country with with this sort of power sharing in a country will be the happiest country on earth. And this Netherlands government became the happy country in the world after the power sharing was done very nicely. And even Sri Lankan Tamils also did not feel neglected after they protested against the injustice done to them. And I think now they are happy. Okay, with this I come to the end of this, my end of the lecture on this topic. Bye.